Javier Rodriguez has been Executive Director of Miami-Dade Expressway Authority since March 2007. MDX has completed many system improvement projects since that time, including major system interchange projects and, of course, the all-electronic tolling project. Before joining MDX, Javier was with Florida DOT District 6 for 16 years, including 4 years as Director of Transportation Development. So with that,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent.
Great.
Thank you, Bill, and everyone. And thank you, Brady and Barbara and Phil for hosting this, for doing this. And thank you to the over 300 people who signed up and the members of Team Florida. Together as a transportation community, there's no question that we're going to play a vital role in the economic recovery of our state and our nation. So, you know, my report for MDX is very similar to what you've heard. We were actually tracking about 3.5% above our forecast in traffic through February. We had our Super Bowl here. We had major events at the end of the year. We're doing well till about 13th of March when an executive order, stay home, happened. So for the month of March, our traffic was down about 23%. April was the peak dip. We saw weekday traffic go down up to 53%. And in May, we've seen it increase. We're about 40% below last year. So we've seen an uptick of about 12, 13%, very similar to everyone else. The interesting thing that we saw was that our commercial traffic at the beginning, just like Joe and others, didn't see any drop. We did see a drop towards the middle of April because our seaport shut down most of its operations, our airport as well. Right now, we are projecting that future traffic, and again, we have CDM Smith working on future projections and ranges, and who knows what the future holds for all of us. But as we're looking at it right now, we're projecting about 13% below what we had projected before. We've submitted a budget that is about 15% below what we had planned for. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, for the last 3 years, we haven't been able to issue any debt. We've been on a cash basis. So we've been only able to execute projects that we can afford without bond financing. That's allowed us to, during this period, adjust and actually just defer projects a little bit further until we are able to issue a new debt. I think rather than getting into the same conversations that a lot of the folks have, you know, I wanted to pitch the membership some questions, some things that they can help us with. What is the new commuter norm? What's going to happen? I think the secretary spoke about what's going to happen with traffic patterns. Here in Miami, I'm not sure we're going to see the commuter trips from the south and western part of our county, which is our bedroom community, commuting into downtown at the same levels that we've had in the past. I think telecommute is here to stay. What kind of impacts it's going to have, I don't know. I will tell you that as far as MDX goes, our main facility, 836, is driven by our beaches, the airport, and the seaport. Our beaches have been closed. Our airport has seen about 90% drop in traffic, and our seaport has suspended operations for a while. So our traffic on 836 took a significant hit. It took almost a 60% hit. Having said that, I have no question that it's going to rebound as soon as we start seeing our economy grow. So some of the questions that I have for consultants is, what's the future of our facilities? Should we be focusing on capacity, as the secretary said, and I think others on this panel? We've got a program that we haven't been able to move forward. I've instructed our staff to focus on R&R and safety projects for the time being. When we're able to get back going, capacity is going to be something that we're going to have to think about. Where to invest the dollars, where to make the investment of projects, new movements, new interchanges. I think that's something that we're going to have to discuss. Early in March 9th, actually, we had inaugurated with Miami-Dade County express bus service on State Road 836 on the inside shoulder that we had designated. We had seen a steady increase in ridership over that first week, and then the virus hit and everything stopped. So we don't know what is going to happen in the future. I know there's questions about managed lanes. I don't know what the future holds for any of that. I do ask this question. what is going to be our traffic splits in the future? What's going to happen to our directional, splits on our urban expressways? Is it going to be the same old, same old? What is the modal splits in the future? How do we plan for that? Short term, midterm, long term? What kind of investments should we be making? How do we pitch the financial markets on 30-year traffic projections at this particular time? Are they going to put a lot of faith on those projections? What are those projections going to mean? We are in a tremendous, financial environment right now to issue debt. But what are the rating agencies going to look for? These are all questions that I'd love to see answered. I know a lot of us in Team Florida and a lot of our members are part of this. And I know that the next webinar is most likely going to be on finance. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll stop there, and I know there's questions. So thank you for the opportunity.
Great, thank you, Javier. Kind of okay. Everybody in the panel should be open now. So there are two questions so far that came in, and yeah, one was exactly what do you foresee as a future of managed lanes projects? That was from Hal Worrell, and I think Javier's short answer might have been the first one is we'll find out. Does anybody else on the panel have any comments you want to make? No, other Nicola, Laura, Joe.
The only thing that I would mention is that we've relooked at our managed lanes project and looked at them as through lanes, and so looking at traffic patterns and separating longer trips and shorter, more access-driven trips. And so that's something, there is no variant from the tolling side of it. It really is just segregating out that traffic to provide a better flow and reduce the conflicts in the trip purposes going through a corridor. So that's something I think we'll continue to look at. We have some of the facilities in South Florida. We have the Beach Line and we have the Veterans Expressway. So we're really just doing some data gathering at this point to see what it looks like and how well it works.
I think it's going to be very interesting. We've got to recover from the current event. And so the next year is going to be who knows what. It all depends on how the virus works its way through our population and how we can keep it under control. But given the rapid population growth that's expected in the Tampa Bay region, I don't really see work from home significantly reducing the demand for the kind of services we provide, that being toll agencies. When my population is supposed to go up by 50% by 2045, if you tripled, I think current work from home is about 5% of your workforce works sometime, if not full-time, from home. If that doubles or triples, when you're looking at a 50% increase in population, that you need it. That would be helpful because it's just going to mitigate congestion. It's certainly not going to eliminate congestion that's going to be coming at us. I even wonder on the other side of, given how the most densely populated parts of the country have suffered the most from this virus, if that population growth to Florida might not change and become even faster for the state of Florida. And then there's the other component of, I think the agencies most at risk of pandemics and the effects like this are transit agencies. We could see increased personal vehicle travel on our facilities from people who used to use transit. If they're not able to work from home, they're going to be getting back in their vehicles, whether they share or not. They're going to be not as many, perhaps, in the bus or in the rail as there used to be, out of safe travel, what they perceive as a safer travel method. So a lot of factors out there to guess at right now, but it's going to be very interesting to see how things evolve.
Great, thank you. Does anybody else want to chime in? If not, the last question we have is a different tack, different direction. Bo Sanchez wrote in and asked, is there an opportunity to use loss of revenue insurance to cover reduced revenue associated with the pandemic? I think I've heard the discussion before. I don't recall the answer. Anybody want to field that? No.
Nobody's told me there is. All right.
We don't have that type of business interruption.
We don't either.
Okay.
I believe we do either.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks. We did get another question right now. Do you believe that the collectability of toll by plate will become a major issue, and do you expect any change in your business rules as a result of it? They specifically asked about the license plates hold, I guess, for enforcement.
At CFX, we're exploring more reliable lookup methods for current addresses, because that's really the toughest part of pay-by-plate, is finding current addresses, especially in Central Florida. We have a very mobile community. So I'm hoping that some of those research projects result in better billings, but it's going to be interesting to see, because now we have a whole group of pay-by-plate that are normally cash customers. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm very curious to see what our numbers are 6 months down the road.
You know,
So when we converted our facility to all electronic back in 2010, the last benefit I would have thought of was health benefits versus, paying cash on the roadway. But I think you're seeing in other places, and Florida's already well down that road of going all electronic. And you're seeing other states being almost forced to go there right now. So they're kind of scrambling. The one thing we've done with our toll by plate is, for those who haven't paid, we have stopped placing registration holds while they are in collections. And it's very interesting. When they started releasing the federal relief programs, we actually saw a lot of calls coming into our collection offices to make late payments on toll by plates. And so we're quietly going about the business. And frankly, I've been pleasantly surprised by how well the toll by plate is working, and the collections of past due tolls is working for us so far.
That's the same here at MDX. In the both March and April, we saw an uptick in the payment of toll by plate accounts. That's good.
Fantastic. We do have at least one more question that's come in. I think it's already about 5 minutes or 6 minutes after 3 o'clock, and I really want to respect everybody's time. We will follow up that, and if there are any other questions, I guess people want to type them and send them in quickly, please do. Brady, I think take it over, and I want to thank the entire panel for making the time this afternoon to participate in this. This is very interesting, and I think very useful for everybody in the Team Florida membership. So thank you.
Yes, again, I want to say thank you very much to all our panelists. Really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to participate with us. I personally got a lot of great information out of it, and I hope our membership received that as well. For that last question, we'll put that together in an email. I'll send that out to the panelists, let them see there's a response back, and then we'll put that together. The webinar will be posted online. For Team Florida members, I'll be posting that online, so if you can go back and want to look at that. And then the last thing I'd like to add is be sure to join us on the 26th. We will be doing a finance session. I think Sharon George is going to be moderating that for us, and he's got a lineup of very good panelists. So again, thank you very much. You guys stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
And again, thank you all for being on our webinar today. Safe travels.
Again,
be safe
thank
and
you,
healthy.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks.